Hello, wrestling fans. Blake Smith from Walking the Ropes, and welcome to another episode of Walking the Ropes Wrestling Review for AEW Rampage from Austin, Texas. To open the show, we had Lance Archer versus Dustin Rhodes. Archer was dragging one of Dustin's students to the ring, and Dustin stopped it to start the brawl on the outside. And Dustin then sent Archer into the ring post, which then allowed Dan Lambert to distract Dustin, which gave Archer the control. Archer is looking to inflict pain tonight as he tears off the turnbuckle and exposes the steel. If you've never had the opportunity to see Dustin in the ring, I highly recommend it. There are very few people who can do what he does the way he does it, and he is truly one of the greats in this business. Archer has... sorry. Dustin is busted open now as he's been picked apart by Archer, and he's showing some life, but there's really no stopping Archer. Dustin even hit the crossroads, but it didn't finish anything. Archer then stops Dustin dead in his tracks, but Dustin sends him into the exposed turnbuckle and rolls Archer up for the win. After the match, Archer gets really pissed off and beats Dustin down on the outside and sends him into the steps, which busts Dustin open further. Dustin is then sent through the timekeeper's table, and that is the end of this segment. For my WTR scale, I gave it a good rating because this is basically what you expected Archer to kind of do. Although I did think he was gonna win, but it was still very good. We then get Jay Lethal talking about his loss to Adam Cole. He says it's back to the drawing board, and he wants to get those losses against Ricky Starks and Adam Cole back. He also noticed that both men had to cheat to beat him, and he says there has to be a better way, and he needs to do some thinking. This is interesting to me. I'm excited for this. I want to see Lethal more on television. It's great. I give this, for my WTR scale, I gave it a good, because I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. This didn't give us a lot of information, so I'm just looking forward to seeing the progression of this going forward. We then get Fuego del Sol in the ring, and he is talking about how he had to fight for his contract and how everyone still underestimates him, except for all the people in the fans. He calls out the House of Black, and the lights go out, and they all appear in the ring. They jump Fuego as Matthews sends Fuego into Malachi's flying knee, and then Brody King hits a Fire Thunder driver, and they go to leave, but they're cut off by the Dark Order on the ramp. You can hear Black saying something along the lines of not yet, and to basically let them pass. And there's something going on here. I'm not sure what it is, and I'm just looking forward to it. The House of Black is probably one of the best groups in AEW, if not the best group in AEW. Very exciting to see where this is going. For my WTR scale, I gave this a great. It was oh, so good. I'm so excited to see where this is going. We then get Dan Lambert talking about the Men of the Year and how the TNT Championship is no longer subject to the open challenge match. Everyone needs to earn their shot the hard way, and says, consider the open door closed. I kind of like the open challenge. For my WTR scale, I gave this a meh because it feels like they should just keep it going. I like it. I don't know. Red Dragon versus Allen 5 Angels and Dark Order's 10 is next. Red Dragon look to make quick work of them. And looks like they're just going to do that as they, if it's not for the sheer power of 10, he takes out both men at once and controls a lot of the opening of the match. Red Dragon, though, uses their experience to distract the ref and take out 10 by kicking out his knee. Once Red Dragon slow down 10, they keep him down and are targeting his bad knee, obviously the one that has the knee brace on it. 10 overpowers both men eventually, and he's able to fight to get the tag so 5 can come in and clear the ring. He gets caught in a guillotine, I believe going for a back suplex or something like that, and 10 has to break it up, This is when they turn his mask around again. Like I said, I think they're getting rid of the mask on 10, or at least they're going to like have him learn how to wrestle with a mask or something. I don't know. There's something going on here with 10. Uh this they then hit the, I believe they say chasing the dragon. And that gets the win. After the match, Jurassic Express make their way to stop them from beating down the Dark Order. But Cole followed them out and he steals their tag titles just like he stole the world title on Wednesday. He hands them to Red Dragon as they run off. For my WTR scale, I gave this a good rating. This was an interesting way of doing this, and it's a step further than what the Exalted one did initially. And I'm actually excited for that because it is an interesting development. I wasn't expecting them to take all of the titles they were going for without actually winning them. We then get Nyla Rose. She is in action tonight. That's what they advertised this as. She talking about how she intentionally ruined and disrespected Thunder Rosa's celebration. She says that actions speak louder than words, and she will take the title again. Rosa says she is ready for whatever Rosa has to, or for whatever Nyla Rose has to throw at her. She has expected someone to try and rain on her parade, and is ready for whatever. Jericho gives Nyla Chris Jericho's Sports Entertainer of the Week as Nyla makes her way to the ring for her match against Maddie Warrenkowski. As soon as the bell rings, Nyla Rose jumps her and tosses her around the ring and then hits a beast bomb for the win. I have this all lumped as one big segment because this was what it was. So for the overall segment, I give the WTR scale, I gave it a good. The actual match itself is not very good because it's just a couple moves and whatever. So that's why I lumped this as kind of a segment more so than a match. We then get QT Marshall welcoming Hook to the ring for to award him the first ever QT Marshall Certificate of Accomplishment. Hook makes his way to the ring, and QT starts to talk about how Hook was QT's mentor. Or, sorry, other way around. QT was Hook's mentor initially when when Hook started to train for a wrestling career. And he's not jealous that Hook is more over than he is, and hands him the award that looks like it's a piece of paper that hardly fits the frame because you can see a white bar on the bottom. He then is handing it, he holds it out to Hook. This Hook is just kind of staring at it, and he grabs Aaron Solo by the back of the head and sends him flying through the award, I guess you could call it that, and walks off. Danhausen then tries to curse Hook on the apron, or on the stage, but he just walks off. I don't know why Danhausen did that, but it was just a neat thing to show that Hook has more power than Danhausen. For my WTR scale, I gave this a meh. It was just, it was pretty much exactly what you thought it would do. And finally, our main event competitors talk with Mark Henry. Ricky says he has no problem with new people joining AEW. He just hates people who think they are entitled to shit. Pot calling the kettle black, I believe. Strickland says it's not about earning and deserving, it's about taking. Tonight he will take the FTW title and make it whose house? Swerve's house. We then get our main event, Swerve Strickland taking on the FTW champion Ricky Starks for the FTW championship. They start out strong, showing off and feeling each other out. Ricky hinted that this is the second meeting between these two in history, and Ricky says he got the edge over on that one, I believe. Strickland is looking good tonight, though, but so does Ricky as he sends Strickland face first into the turnbuckle. They continue to go back and forth, and just when it looks like Ricky has it won, Strickland explodes out and sets up for a leaping flatliner for a near fall. Strickland continues to dominate as he hits a moonsault off of the apron, and then Swerve goes to the top rope and hits a double stomp, but Ricky kicks out. Hobbs then lays out Swerve, as Ricky was distracting the ref. Ricky then hits the Rochambeau and gets the win. Now, during this whole match, there were people behind commentary, Ricky's entourage, and they made their way to the ring. They have this big orange sign. And as they were making their way to the ring, I was like, they're standing oddly far apart. I feel like someone's coming through there. And all of a sudden, a dude just gets tossed through, and all we see is Keith Lee standing there. And he just barrels through all of the entourage, and he sets his eyes on Hobbs, and he beats him down as Ricky and Swerve continue their battle. And they're tried to separate by the ref corps, and that's kind of it. We go off the air. For my WTR scale, I gave this a great. Is exactly what I thought it would be. I really don't think that FTW title is coming off of Ricky at all, ever. And this is just exactly what we're going to be doing for these matches, and I think it was great. And for the overall for the show, I gave it a good rating. It was a fairly good show, obviously, as you can see by the scores there, it's a 2, 4, and 2. They did very good tonight. My segment of the night goes to the House of Black segment. I'm so excited to see where that goes. And the match of the night goes to the main event. That was fantastic. But the performers of the night are Archer and Dustin. They really showed off in the opening match tonight. It was fantastic. And that is all for this episode of Walking the Ropes Wrestling Review. Thank you all for dropping in. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notifications whenever we upload a video. And I'll see you in the next one.